111 points, over 1,300 yards of total offense, and the Dukes are off to a 2-0 start after beating Lehigh 55-17 last Saturday at Bridgeport Stadium. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Coach Everett Withers Show as we talk James Madison University Dukes football with their second-year head coach. Congratulations, Coach. Another victory for the Dukes, 55-17 the final. I want to kind of break this game down in the three phases of the game because I think all certainly had contributions to this win. Let's start with the offense. You were going to face a 3-3-5 defensive formation from Lehigh. How do you think the Dukes handled it?
Well, I thought we handled it well. I thought our offensive staff did a great job of being able to come up with formations that would dictate numbers in certain situations, whether it be run or pass. And then I felt like our players did a nice job of executing their job descriptions and getting some things done. Obviously, in the run game, we had a nice night in the run game, being able to do that, but also in the pass game. So I felt like our offense handled the schematics of Lehigh's defense well.
Bad Lee finished over 300 yards passing, sixth time in his career. He has reached that goal, of course. One thing we talked about last week you wanted to improve upon was red zone efficiency. Coach, you were 8 for 8, but still you feel like you could have gotten more points. You actually left some points out on the board.
Well, we did. We had 6 touchdowns and 2 field goals in the red zone. But we felt like we could have gotten, 8 touchdowns if we had not hurt ourselves with penalties in the red zone. So, again, trying to get ourselves in situations where we don't self-inflict wounds that may lead to more points for us as we get closer to the goal line.
Dean Cheatham had an excellent job on Saturday. He had 118 yards receiving and 8 receptions. And, of course, that is actually the best single game for a receiver in the CAA, 2 games in overall. What made him so wide open on Saturday?
Well, I think the run game, obviously. The run game and the effectiveness of the run game allowed us to play action pass and get some shots down the field of Dean. We had some schematic things that we felt like we can get him open on because of formations. And, Vad and Dean have a great connection together. And in fact, we could have had several other shots that we missed with Dean. So hopefully we'll continue that. Dean needs to be a big part of our offense along with the other tight ends in our offense. But we hope we can continue to grow that.
Brandon Ravenel made a couple of good catches. He only had 4 on Saturday, but I like his competitive nature. I mean, there are times when Vad is just kind of putting it up there and relying on Ravenel to outcompete the defensive back.
Well, I think all our receivers are doing a really good job of going to attack the football in the air. I think they've worked all summer long and from last year through the offseason through the summer to get better at knowing exactly where Vad's going to put that ball. If coverage is good, whether it's going to be on the back shoulder, whether it's going to be on the outside part of the field. I think they've done a good job of adjusting and understanding where that ball is going to be thrown. Out
of the tailback position, you got a pretty good, efficient night as well. You used 3 primarily that combined for over 200 yards rushing. Abdullah, Cardon Johnson, and then we got a chance to see Taylor Woods, particularly after the lightning delay.
Right. Well, it was important for us to get Taylor some snaps. Coming back from a tweaked ankle, so we wanted to find out whether or not he was ready to play. We didn't want to put him in the game early, but we felt like once the game got under 10 minutes left, we felt like we could put him in the game and let him be the primary ball carrier. And he did some nice things, made some nice runs. Overall, the backs did a great job. This week they were 64% of their yards were after contact.
Wow. Okay.
So continuing to get better with that mark. So that's important. Like you said, over 200 yards. I think 212 yards with all 3 of those guys. So we felt like a very productive night for our offense as far as the run game.
And Abdullah, he actually met a milestone. He had over 1,000 in his career, and he's the national leader right now with 5 rushing touchdowns among the FCS schools. The line play this past Saturday, again facing that 3-3-5, how do you think that they fared?
I felt like we did really well up front. We're getting better. We're still, again, we've got some new faces up there and some guys in some new positions, but I feel like overall that unit's playing well together. What I like more about anything else is those guys are able to come to the sideline and fix problems. And to me, that's part of growth in a unit. And I think that unit is playing well together. They'll only get better with more experience in games.
You wanted to make sure that you accounted for Nick Shapniski, the quarterback in the running game. It looked like you did that. How did the Dukes defense handle the angles that Lehigh was going to present?
Well, they're a very good counter team, and they do some great things with their run game with the quarterback counters and the running back counters. We were able to fit the run really well up front. We did some great things with our down three guys, Xavier Gates, Simeon Robinson. Did a nice job. Alex Mosley. They did a nice job allowing our linebackers and our safeties to be able to fit and play the run game well. So I felt like our front seven did a great job of allowing us to stop the run game.
How about the defensive opportunities? A week ago, you felt like you could have had more takeaways.
Right.
This week, you got a couple of picks and the scoop and score.
Yeah, I think we played the ball a little bit better this week with the ball in the air. Marcel Johnson had a great interception down there in the end zone. He actually went and took the ball away from the receiver. And I felt like Curtis Oliver did a nice job in cover two of sinking and taking away the void throw. Did a nice job of coming up with that. And then you mentioned Rashad Robinson on the scoop and score on the punt block. So, those guys are getting more comfortable playing back there, and hopefully they'll continue to get better.
7 sacks coming from the defense as well. That's the type of pressure you want to apply.
Yeah, 7 sacks and we missed 5 others. So we can continue to get better as we go there. Trying to distinguish who's going to be our pass rush guys. As we move forward through, as we get into conference play. So we'll continue to get better. We've got to clean up some things with our rush games, but we felt like we got off the quarterback pretty good on Saturday.
The previous week, Coach missed 9 tackles. Was that better this week?
Much better, much better. I felt like we, and I don't have the number in front of me, but I know we tackled better. We felt like we tackled better in space this week. And again, I think that's something as the season goes on, you continue to get better and better with. I know our guys are really conscious of being a good tackling defense. Special
teams, certainly the scoop and score, that contributed to the final tally. But how do you feel special teams played? There were some long returns, I think, that Lehigh came up with.
Yeah, we did well on our punt block. Our punt block team actually got a score, but we also had 2 other opportunities where if we anticipate being free, we're going to block maybe 2 more. And we didn't do that. So, again, that's a learning experience for some of the young guys that are on that unit. On our kickoff return team, we're about 2 guys away from having big returns there. So, we're close, but we got to get better at those things. And on our kickoff coverage team, we didn't cover very well, which is a staple of what we want to be on our football team and on our defense. It's the first snap of defense for us, and we have to play better there.
Yeah. Are you still moving in players, trying to find who you want on these special teams, or are you closely set with that?
Well, we're close. We know there's some young guys that are going to have to help us on those units. It's just now getting some of those young guys to understand job descriptions and understand the importance of job descriptions. And we had some young guys in some positions on Saturday that they didn't get their job description done. So we have to keep emphasizing what's expected, what the standard is, and how we play special teams. And before some of those young guys are ever going to get on the field on offense and defense, they're going to have to do special teams. And I hope they understand that.
Who were your award winners this week? We did have the Special Teams Player of the Week with Rashad.
Yeah, well, Rashad got special teams for us also, and also with him, Brandon Ravenel was Special Teams Player of the Week. On defense, we had 3 guys. We had our 3 jack linebackers, Andrew Ankara, Asen Jacques, and David Azago. All 3 played well for us. To combine, they had 10 tackles and 2 sacks. And then on offense, obviously, Dean Cheatham was our guy with 8 catches and 118 yards.
All right, so those were the team awards for the Dukes after this past weekend's 55-17 win over the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. That leaves the Dukes at 2-0. And as you said, Coach, being 2-0 means you have a chance to go 3-0, and that would be the next thing on the agenda. We'll come back with more of the Coach Everett Withers Show after this timeout.
Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale is going on now. Harrisonburg Nissan has all in-stock 2015 Nissans priced at or below factory invoice. And you keep the rebates. 0% financing on Nissan Altima, Rogue, Sentra. All invoices clearly posted. Savings up to and over $8,000. We're clearing out the 15s to make room for the 16s. Now's the best time to buy. Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale. Going on now. Check us out 24/7. HarrisonburgNissan.com.
Office products, we buy right so you can too.
That's right. At
At Office Products, we do things right. With our multi-million-dollar inventory of new, used, and refurbished furniture, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. From desks to chairs, filing cabinets, and so much more.
All the major brands that you're looking for. Office Products, we buy right so you can too.
Office Products, we do things right.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
How we're doing? This is Steve Cisa, defensive coordinator for the James Madison Dukes. I want to talk to you today a little bit about our pass rush plan against Lehigh this past week. We were very fortunate to execute it fairly well. Had some issues that the quarterback was able to escape, but one of the things we really wanted to do was to really isolate and rush guys to the quarterback's throwing hand. He was very effective. He's a very effective player. Escaping to his right, so we wanted to try to force him out of the pocket back to his backside and really kind of build a wall into his face. So what I'm illustrating here is our first sack of the night was just a very generic linebacker blitz, but what we really tried to do was get the entire left side of the defense to build a wall right in front of the quarterback, because as he saw the wall, he had a tendency to panic a little bit as we watched film and try to escape, and sometimes had some ball security issues. So we were very effective. This was Andrew Ankra coming off the edge, very effective in really getting right to the quarterback's face. We sent Gage Steele on a blitz to his backside and ended up having a chance to flush the quarterback straight up into the pocket. And then what you ended up seeing was Andrew Ankra come around the left side. We got the quarterback to flush a little bit, step up in the pocket, and ultimately were able to make a sack. But really, all we ran was a very simple one linebacker pressure with man coverage behind it. And what you'll see on the film is where we've got a really nice wall built right to the quarterback's face. He has a hard time getting rid of the ball, tucks the ball, and we're able to get our first sack of the night, our first of 7. And we really would have liked to have had a few more, but certainly grateful for what happened, and our guys did a really nice job of trying to execute our plan. But again, as you watch the film again, you'll see we're trying to build a wall into the quarterback's face to flush him to his backside. And that was essentially our plan for the week. We'll have hopefully another good plan set up for Albany this Saturday, and hope to see you guys there as well, supporting your Dukes. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Zach Core. I'm the co-offense coordinator and running backs coach with JMU football. And today I'm going to explain to you Khalid Abdullah's explosive run that helped slingshot our offense to being the #1 ranked offense for 2 weeks in a row. When we played Lehigh this past Saturday, we ran a play called Dice Roger Line. Dice Roger Line. It's one of our biggest plays in our offense. I'm passionate about it. I love this play. It makes our 2 playmakers in the backfield, Vadley and Mr. Abdullah, get into open space for an explosive play. Lehigh ran what we call a 3-3 stack defense. There's 3 down linemen, 3 backers. They rotate the safeties to the boundary with 1 high safety. And what we do here is we get our offensive linemen onto double teams, all working to the left for our lion call. Right to the right would be our roar call. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to start the base block with the tackle, and we want to work as many double teams up to the second level defenders, which are the linebackers. And we're going to try to put enough defenders in the wrong gap to make it as sound as possible for us and unsound for them. And what we're going to do here, as we're zoning to our left, it's our zone play, zone run play. Our tight end on the backside is going to leave this end alone and work to what we call the alley defender. Obviously, we have our options of being able to throw the hitch or the fade, with our single receiver, as well as you guys saw a lot of times Rashard Davis this past weekend running the bubble. And that's just what we call our perimeter relief. And what we'll do here is Vad will take the snap and he'll ride the running back, all right, reading this defensive end and seeing what he's doing. And the running back's job is to press these heels of the offensive lineman until he can't. And if this backdoor backer works backside the play, we'll build a wall with this offensive line right here. And we should have a huge A-hole hit, all right, and then he's got to make the safety miss. If the end is upfield, Vad's going to give it. If the end crashes, Vad will keep it. Either way, we'll have an explosive play, and we'll get the offense rolling.
Thank you very much there, Coach Kerr. This is a man that has a lot of energy, and if you don't believe it, watch him on the sideline during a home game next time at Bridge Forest Stadium. When we come back, I'll have a conversation with the man of steel, Gage Steele, the JMU football Dukes, after this timeout on the Coach Everett Withers Show.
Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale is going on now. Harrisonburg Nissan has all in-stock 2015 Nissans priced at or below factory invoice. And you keep the rebates. 0% financing on Nissan Altima, Rogue, Sentra. All invoices clearly posted. Savings up to and over $8,000. We're clearing out the 15s to make room for the 16s. Now's the best time to buy. Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale. Going on now. Check us out 24/7. HarrisonburgNissan.com.
Office products, we buy right so you can too.
That's right. At Office Products, we do things right. With our multi-million-dollar inventory of new, used, and refurbished furniture, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. From desks to chairs, filing cabinets, and so much more.
All the major brands that you're looking for. Office products, we buy right so you can too.
Office Products, we do things right.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
Pleasure now to talk with one of the captains of the Dukes here in 2015. That is redshirt junior linebacker Gage Steele. Gage, 6'1", 235 pounds. You didn't play too far from here your scholastic days up for the Wildcats of Warren County up in Front Royal. And if I recall, about 3,500 yards rushing, 41 touchdowns, 374 tackles, and you did not go to the concession stand to sell anything else, but you did it all there for Tony Talent and the Wildcats.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun. High school football is definitely, just all about, the fun. Running back was definitely a time in high school that was definitely fun. But linebacker as well, playing on both sides, you get the best of both worlds, unlike in college. So, it was real nice.
Now, I mentioned Tony Talent. Coach Talent used to be here at James Madison a number of years ago. How influential might he have been to you becoming a Duke of JMU?
He was very influential, but he also pushed me to choose whoever I want to be, whoever I was most comfortable with. He taught me what I need to look for, in the college and stuff like that. So, but coming here for the camps, when all through high school, we used to come down here as a team. And, I fell in love with this place. I like everything about it, so it's very nice.
So when you were in high school, was that the first time you stepped foot on the JMU campus?
Yeah, it was. As a matter of fact, freshman year, we came down here as a team, to do the 7-on-7 and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was the first time, and then consecutively came back, 3 years after that, and, just fell in love with it. So.
Very good. Tell me a little bit about, to you and the players, what is the game day atmosphere like at Bridge Forest Stadium?
Ooh. Well, you talking about before or just during?
Well, kind of when you come out of the tunnel, that whole experience.
Yeah, it's surreal. It's almost hard to put into words. running out on that field, out of the tunnel, you just get chills, and you can't not smile. You know, you see all the fans yelling, the fireworks going off, everybody up in the stands screaming. It's definitely a good feeling, but it's one that you'd have to experience.
How much more comfortable are you this year, you know, that you can roam around back there, that you can sort of be the quarterback on defense, as Coach Everett Withers says? Is it just kind of feel like it's coming to you very naturally now?
Yeah, it's, you know, being the second year, you know, I'm more familiar with all the plays and stuff like that, and you know, it does become second nature. You just start reacting without even knowing what your body's doing, and you know, that's where you're able to start playing fast and you know, just making plays. So.
He's 6'1", 235 pounds, yet you're also pretty good on the academic side of things. A CAA all academic squad member, athletics director, scholar athlete here at James Madison University, and you're a sport and rec management major. Obviously, you put some time in the books, but why that major? Why are you pursuing that?
Sport and rec, you know, it kind of explains for itself. You know, it's wrapped around sports. You know, the ins and outs, behind the scenes. You know, it's something I'm interested in. You know, it's something that's very, you know, it's grabbing and appealing to me. So, you know, it's nice to go and learn about it all the time. And
there's probably more to it than you ever thought when it comes down to it. Do you have an idea, an ambition right now in terms of that particular career path?
You know, I got many ideas of what I want to do. There's a lot of things that I do like, and so right now I'm kind of, my mind's open to a bunch of different ideas, so I don't have an exact idea of what I want to do.
That's okay. You're a junior. You can free throw a little bit, free flow a little bit here, I mean to say. And one last question as we wrap up this interview. Gabe Steele. You know, you say that name in a football stadium. I'm sure Mr. Cavanaugh likes to announce it. I know I do. I know Dave Thomas does. And did your mom and dad ever tell you how you came up with this name?
No. I asked them, and they just said that they came up with it. It's kind of funny that there's not a story behind it or anything like that. But you know, at a young age, you know, I kind of didn't like it at first, but you know, now it's, you know, kind of catching and, you know, appealing. So I you know, I like my name. I do, and it's nice to have it. So
it's pretty cool. We like it here at James Madison. So, Gage, thank you for joining us. Best of luck here in 2015. I'm sure you're going to have a great year, as are the Dukes of James Madison.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's a talk with JMU redshirt junior, and he's a captain, a linebacker, Gage Steele.
Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale is going on now. Harrisonburg Nissan has all in-stock 2015 Nissans priced at or below factory invoice. And you keep the rebates. 0% financing on Nissan Altima, Rogue, Sentra. All invoices clearly posted. Savings up to and over $8,000. We're clearing out the 15s to make room for the 16s. Now's the best time to buy. Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale. Going on now. Check us out 24/7. HarrisonburgNissan.com.
Office products, we buy right so you can too.
That's right. At Office Products, we do things right. With our multi-million-dollar inventory of new, used, and refurbished furniture, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. From desks to chairs, filing cabinets, and so much more.
All the major brands that you're looking for. Office products, we buy right so you can too.
Office Products, we do things right.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
Welcome back, everyone. The Dukes getting ready for their third game of the season, 3 in a row at Bridgeport Stadium, Zane Shoker Field. The U Albany Great Danes come to town. It's also the Colonial Athletic Association opener. First things first, they have a new quarterback. He's a transfer from Penn State. It's DJ Crook. What have you seen on him?
Well, I think a very talented quarterback with a good arm can make the throws, can run. I don't think he particularly wants to be a runner, but he can. He can escape, and they do run some zone read with him. So very capable quarterback, be a great challenge for us.
One thing you mentioned in your press conference earlier this week, Greg Gattuso is the head coach at Albany,
Yep.
and the way that the Great Danes play, that kind of mimics his character, his personality.
Yeah, I think so. Very tough, hard-nosed team, well coached. Do a great job. If you watch I always watch lines. I watch offensive, defensive lines. Very well coached up front. I think Jim Sweeney's the offensive coordinator, does an unbelievable job running the offense. So they'll present some challenges defensively. Bernard Clark's the defensive coordinator, very, very well respected coordinator. So they've got some talented players. I think they're much improved over last year. I look personnel wise, they look more improved. They look bigger, stronger, faster. So they're going to be a big challenge for us.
At one time, Bernard Clark was actually a coach here at James Madison several years ago. The wide receiver Josh Gunterick is the one I want to talk about. He was the Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. How do they make him click in their system?
Well, I think they're able to run the ball so well. They've been able to do that. And when we played them last year, we were really focused on stopping the run because of the talented running back that they had last year, and they've got another talented back this year. So to be able to stop the run obviously puts you in some one-on-one situations outside with a talented receiver that runs great routes, that knows how to get open and can catch the ball. So we're going to have to be able to stop the run, but we're also going to have to be able to do some things in coverage to stop a talented receiver.
And they're also a team that creates a lot of turnovers. They led the nation last year in turnover margin. How can they do that?
Well, they protect the ball on offense. They don't turn over much there. They run the ball and they hold on to it. They protect and cherish it. Defensively, they're sound. So if you make mistakes, they're going to take it away from you. So ball security is real important for us because I know they'll be a ball-hawking defense.
All right. Any other keys to the game this weekend, Coach?
Well, we got to be able to score in the red zone, get touchdowns. We've got to be able to run the football. I mean, for us to have any success, we've got to be able to run the football, and obviously on defense, stop the run and not give up big plays.
All right, Coach. Best of luck in
Thank
going
you.
3-0, hopefully this weekend against the Great Danes of the University of Albany, and kickoff at Bridgeport Stadium is set for 3 o'clock. For head coach Everett Withers, I'm Kurt Dudley. Thank you for joining us this week on the Coach Everett Withers Show.
Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale is going on now. Harrisonburg Nissan has all in-stock 2015 Nissans priced at or below factory invoice. And you keep the rebates. 0% financing on Nissan Altima, Rogue, Sentra. All invoices clearly posted. Savings up to and over $8,000. We're clearing out the 15s to make room for the 16s. Now's the best time to buy. Harrisonburg Nissan's factory-authorized year-end clearance sale. Going on now. Check us out 24/7. HarrisonburgNissan.com.
Office products, we buy right so you can too.
That's right. At Office Products, we do things right. With our multi-million-dollar inventory of new, used, and refurbished furniture, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. From desks to chairs, filing cabinets, and so much more.
All the major brands that you're looking for. Office products, we buy right so you can too.
Office Products, we do things right.